SMP team built up quite a bit. We had Margaritas and Curry and Caney and Fowley and Bonham, Corbin.
Well, honestly, there when I saw Margaritas, I still remember that day when he was in the office signing a contract.
Oh yeah.
And I was like the happiest kid.
It was like Brett
alive.
So the team was huge. We did a lot of trips. Your first international trip was with us. Actually, yeah. One funny story I want to say. The first time I flew you interstate, I said to your dad, "We need ID. Like he's got to get a passport because we're flying. We've got to show some sort of ID." We used, this is ridiculous, right? We used a cell block, was it cell block? It was a sticker, right, that had Jake Duncombe's name on it and like a black and white picture of him behind bars or whatever. A sticker. And that's what we used to get on the plane because Tony didn't come up with the ID.
It was a...
was it cell block or was it?
It was a company I was writing for at the time. Like I was friends with... like they were called Destruction Skateboards in Coffs Harbour or something.
Really?
And I was just there, I was just like here they did their own screen printing. They just print all their boards and they're like, you want to make yourself a board? So I went through this book and it's just this like mean mug like behind bars.
Yeah, yeah.
And just said Jake Duncombe in the army later, like the jail,
yeah, yeah.
and like inmate number,
whatever,
blah blah
yeah.
blah, and that's what I used, and a photo, which would have been either the Corel or the SMP.
It was an ad, yeah, it was an ad.
Like, here's my name, look.
And I just remember the chick. I was fuming because I said to Tony, I gave him like a month. I said you've got to get him some sort of ID, even if it's a student card or something. And I said, plus this is going to keep happening and keep happening. Yeah. And you guys rocked up and Tony's like, oh, I never got around to it, and I was like, fuck. And then we got there, and the chick just, I think it was either Impulse or Virgin. It was when Impulse was around as well. And she just laughed and just went, yeah, that's hilarious. On you go. So first international trip was with SMP when we did the Europe circuit with Goodies and Corbs. No?
New Zealand. New Zealand was first.
Was it?
My first ASM colour. Jade.
Yeah, right.
That was my first.
Oh, Christian Jade. He was nice. Okay, I'll rephrase that then. First international trip was New Zealand. I was still there.
Well,
I was there.
Hey, we claim everything, so we might as well claim New Zealand as just
New Zealand, exactly. Yeah, that's just you're still national.
First overseas was Europe. Yes.
So we went to New Zealand, but that was just part of Australia. So then we went to Europe. Because obviously at that stage you must have thought I could make something out of skateboarding. Had that crossed your mind at that stage, or was that just something you wanted to do?
Well, it was kind of like a want, had, and think.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have school to fall back on.
Yeah.
So it's like, alright, we have to skate and I enjoy it, so there's no point in fighting it.
Yeah. You're getting better at it.
But in my thing over there was just to go over there and just have fun.
Yeah.
Like, obviously to, you know, more contacts and like get my head out there, but like I wasn't thinking about going over there and getting deals and and winning contests. Like I wanted to, obviously everyone wants to win. Yeah. But I was out there just skating with like Ardo Sari and Bastian Salabanzi and Stefan and just all these people. Like I didn't even have time to put a run together. I was watching JB do a backside 360 no slide up a Euro gap, like ledge.
Next up, Jake Duncombe.
It's like, oh, right, yeah, you want to just skip the next person, I'll just watch them and oh, I'm good. But I think that was the year that there was heaps of talk of like Ian Deacon and Jeremy Fox looking at me for flip.
Yeah, and there was the whole Fury thing, wasn't there?
Because there was
when you were there, I remember filming. Gorby shot a photo of you. We were at Copenhagen doing an Ollie 5.0 on the vert ramp over the channel. Yeah. Ollie 5.0, and you had a Fury top on. And I was like, where did you get this Fury top from? And it was sort of like, oh yeah, there's talk of the trucks and flip and blah blah. And we were like, oh yeah, sweet, because you're making a name for yourself. Yeah.
Back then it was the circuit. It was the 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So like that whole month was.
Well, that's what we did. We did Prague. I think we went. Then it was Birmingham back in England, and then Copenhagen, Germany. Yeah.
So you did the 4. So like by the second one, there was talk of
who you were.
Yeah, and then Flip. Like that's what I started hearing the Chinese whispers that Flip wanted me to ride it for him. So then the third one, I was kind of like, fuck, oh my god, Flip, like that's insane. I was like, I actually went up to them and I was just like, hey, like just introduce myself, and they didn't show one bit. So I was just like, this is just all just.
So people are telling you, but they're like.
Oh yeah, they didn't even know, and I just being the nice stupid little kid. Yeah, just like going over, hey, I am there, man. They basically just.
I heard you've been watching me. No. What happened after that trip when you came back? I know we went to China after that. The following year, and then when did it get to the point that, okay, so when did you get on Blind? When did that come about? When did it actually get to the status like, okay, I'm now writing for an American company?
I was writing for World. We did that, or we did that. They did the Globe World Cup.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You didn't do it?
No. It would have turned out a little differently. We did a dwindle or a hardcore tour with like James Craig, Corey, Weiss, and like Richard Flew. I was there with Richard Flew
because he was on World,
and he was on World, so he was just chilling in the hotel room. Sheckler was in his next room with his mother, and he with his mother, and me, Jimmy Asford, and the rest of the piles. We were getting drunk and smoking weed together.
Yeah.
And James was just like, we need you on Blind. And Corey the same was just like, we need you on Blind. I'm like, yeah, let's do this. And then they were meant to send me some boards like for my wall because I had this Reaper board with the giving a finger, but all four of the team matched up as one.
Oh right, yeah.
It's like a scout, like a Reaper giving the finger. I was like, I want that board, like so bad. He's like, yeah, we'll send it to you. And then they didn't, and I've always given them shit about that. But then they came back to me. And then when I went over to the States the next time, I went out skating with Weiss because he was working for Blind World, obviously.
Yeah.
And we were skating this 13 steam rail. We just got to the spot, everyone jumped out. He's like, Jake's attention, steam's like, okay. So we want you on Blind. I'm like,
this
what?
Is Bill.
This is Bill Weiss, yeah. He's like, we want you on Blind. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yep. And you need a video part out and an ad in 3 months. I'm like, okay.
Drop into deep end.
So and then that's when I was just like, all right, this is
happening.
Yeah, and then it was 9 years I did on that.
All right, so you went pro when you were, well, your pro model came out when you were 18. What sort of responsibility was thrown on you when you became pro? Like, did you have a talk, or did you just know what was expected?
No, I didn't have there was. I mean, Weiss helped me out with everything. Like, it was never a talk. It was just I was just overwhelmed, you know, because like they pulled me in to dwindle, and like it was just like because this is when I was just collecting heaps of boards.
Yeah.
Like I'd go on tours. It was fucking awesome. I'd go on tours and I'd be like, go do a shop signing for 2 hours and be like, fuck, that board's awesome, and like pick off 3, like, you know, a Hewitt, and like I might get like someone who doesn't ride for that company anymore, like that are like in the middle of America, you know, that board's been there for like 3 years or whatever. And I want that. Can I grab those? Like, can you do a deal? And like, oh yeah, just give it to you.
There you go.
Like when they pulled me in to like dwindle the office, they're like, yeah, so you've been doing really well, like we really want you to re-sign with Blind, blah blah. We've got a gift for you. And then they just told me to look behind the door, and there was 2 boards wrapped up, and a big cookie that said congratulations, Grandma. This cookie was massive. Talk about weed. This cookie would have been great if I smoked weed. Just so happened that I was smoking weed at that time, so it was this fuck off cookie. But yeah, they just wrapped it up, and I grabbed it, and I was just like, oh sweet, that's for my collection. Like they just did a one-off.
Yeah.
Just to.
What was it?
It was my pro board. That was
right, that's how you got it. I was
like, here's your board. So like when I got it, I was like, oh, this is sick. Like, thanks. Like,
thanks for putting my name on a board.
I just put it in the collection.
Yeah.
They're like, no, that's your board. That's your pro board. I'm like, and then just started freaking out. And then no, I didn't really feel any
added pressure.
Yeah, no added pressure because I was just so hyped on like just skating and doing everything then. Like,
so with the video part, because that pretty much brought you international recognition with that Blind part. Like everyone was like, fuck, who's this little dirtbag with a mullet? Which was pretty lucky for you, wasn't it?
Very, very lucky.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, look, I want to find out about turning pro and what sort of expectations were put on you And what sort of and besides that, what sort of misconceptions do people have about turning pro? Because people think if you turn pro, that's it. Yeah, all of a sudden everyone gets paid like P-Rock. You know, man, and your life's too good.
No, it is great. Like when
It's
always great. It is always great still to today. Like you don't realize how easy you can just be chewed up and spit out.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the because I saw it when I was when I was getting older, and because I've always hung around with like older crew, and just seeing it happening to them, and going, nah,
it's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
But you got your blinkers on as well. You got your blinders on, where it's just like, no.
Well, I've just got that.
Because everything's going good.
First rush.
Yeah,
like exactly what they would have had.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's just the politics.
Yeah.
About being like at first, like I've only started really just being going, oh, this is corporate as fuck. The last like few years.
So how do you maintain like these? What about these guys that have maintained it over the years? Do you think image plays a big role in it, or is it technically just skateboarding?
Well, I was teenage wild man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Of course.
And then once there was a new kid that came.
You're no longer the teenage.
I'm not teenage wild man. I'm an alcoholic junkie.
You're the
you know what I mean?
20-year-old wild man.
Yeah, you're and now it just keeps getting younger and younger and younger. But image and like personality, like it helps a lot. But like when you turn pro from being an amateur, you're already hyped and you're not stopping anyway.
Exactly. Yeah,
so it's like you don't see the responsibilities or anything. You just see, oh, I'm getting paid to do what I'm doing anyway.
So What If was your big part on Blind. How long did you take to film that? How long did you have?
3 months.
Oh, we went over that, didn't we?
That was no calling up, just like scraping the barrel again. That was just footage filmed with him.
Yeah, right. On this.
And then he gave me a camera. There might be a couple of things that he gave me a camera when I came back, because he gave me 3 months. That's the deadline, and then obviously it takes another 3 months for headline.
Yeah.
So it was like, I probably did in like 6 months, plus dealing with my mum as well.
Yeah. So when did all that happen? Because I know you lost your mum around that time. Was it before or after Blind, or? This
is when I was living with Grant Biggerstaff and Aaron Artist and Grant Patterson.
Yep.
Well, he was just staying there from Canada and just smoking heaps of weed and just like making all these excuses for Weiss not to come pick me up to go skating. But he just showed up at my door one day and was just like, alright, you need to you're on a plane, next plane. Because my dad had got a hold of him.
Yeah, right.
And was like, your mum's sick. And then I was like, from being like, because like usually I just get out of it like comatose, like I'm smoking bongs. It's like, oh, nah, there's too many clouds in the sky. I don't like skating in clouds. Like I came up with the most ridiculous excuses. Just not accepting the pilism.
Yeah.
And and then he came over and was just like, because it's very weird. Like he just knocked on the door, just like, dude, you gotta go. So I basically just packed what I could, because it was just like, your mum's dying, go home. So I had this fucking torturous like 20 hours of travelling. Just like, I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't know she was sick. She was sick for years and years.
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to say. Like, there wasn't something.
It was hepatitis. She had hepatitis C from back in the day, sharing needles from like.
All right. Okay.
Back in the free
love.
And so she'd always been sick, but dad and mum never told me. But then there was just a big fucking rush, and then that 15-hour flight was fucked. Watch this, kids. Next time you watch Jake Brown, he taps his hand when he drops him.
Okay. Now,
here we go.
Jeff Grosso was the fucking dude.
Is he a man?
He's the fucking dude. Because Finlay said to me, when I used to skate with Jake, he was the little kid. But Finos used to always drop in and drag his hand. I'm like, what the fuck is that? He's like, dude, watch Grosso. And that's what Grosso does. Fucking hand blender, all those, they drop in and do the hand drag.
Why is that?
Because it's rad. Blair's got a good one as well.
Blair does it.
Yeah, Blair's got a good fucking hand.
I fucking love it. Every time I
sickest.
skateboard, I do that.